Hi, it's Ian from the Postal Hub podcast,
And Marek from Last Mile Experts.
and we are the Last Mile Prophets. This is the last word on the last mile. Modern Expo invites you to Parcel+Post Expo 2022, taking place in Frankfurt from the 18th to the 20th of October. At this event, they will present the largest pavilion, showing parcel locker solutions, innovative delivery methods, logistics model improvements, and much more. Marek, Parcel+Post Expo is coming up very soon. It's the 18th to 20th of October. And why are we mentioning this? It's because we're going to be there, number one.
Good reason, Ian.
Well, there's a fairly good reason. And, this is going to sound a little bit old-fashioned, Marek, but I'd actually like to meet a whole heap of people in person. And, it's great that we get to meet so many people electronically over the internet and in comment sections and things like that. Come to Post Expo and you'll be able to meet us in the flesh. Not just meet us, but we're doing a couple of sessions there, in addition to all the other great stuff that's happening, of course. It's now 18th to 20th of October in Frankfurt. If you go to parcelandpostexpo.com, I'll put a link down there somewhere. You can register free as a delegate to go to the expo. Now, us two, are going to be doing a little something on the first day. On day one, which is the Tuesday in the afternoon, we're running a session for our friends at Modern Expo. Mark, I'm not sure we've got much we can share about that other than to say it's going to be about parcel lockers.
Well, it's going to be about parcel lockers. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be different. And we're going to be there, Ian.
We're going to be there. So check your local guides for details or contact us closer to the date. That's one thing. And we're going to be on their stand at some point as well. I'm going to be running a session for the UPU on the morning of day one. I think it's going to be at 11 a.m. on the UPU stand with a panel of experts. So look out for that. That should be quite interesting. The organisers tell me it's going to be probably the biggest expo ever, with more exhibitors than ever. Now, what kind of categories are you looking out for on the exhibition floor this year?
You won't be surprised to hear, Ian. It's going to be parcel lockers, but not just parcel lockers. Parcel lockers, and I'm going to be interested in seeing who's got the software to make those lockers even more powerful, even more customer centric.
That's an interesting thing, Mark, the software, not just the actual metal boxes themselves. And we've had discussions previously about that. I'm not going to bother putting a link down there because if you want us to run a workshop for you talking about parcel lockers, I'll put a link down below somewhere. We can go through a whole session for you or your company or your clients about how to set up a first-rate parcel locker network. Personally, Mark, parcel lockers, great, lovely. I'm really going to be looking at alternative powered vehicles. So whether it's electric vehicles, cargo bikes, anything, even maybe, Marek, robotic delivery, not the ones up in the air, but the ones on the ground.
Oh, you didn't surprise me there. So the drones are not something you're going to be looking for.
If I could ban them, I would, but nobody's going to listen to me. Is there anything else, Marek, that you're going to be looking for? Something that's technology or something like that that you think is relevant to the modern parcel or postal operator?
I think, Ian, it's going to be interesting. Last year, we saw that it really was the whole EV and APM sector. So anything that's different and new, I think, will be of great interest. I think it will be interesting also to see if there are any new exhibitors, because traditionally it was the big carriers, the posts, and the big suppliers of the big carriers and the posts. Uh, let's see who's going to be there. I'm going to be looking at new companies, startups, and guys and girls who've got something new to share.
I think there's going to be a whole section for like a startup alley. I think they call it. There are going to be lots of small stands where the startups are going to be showing their stuff. I mentioned networking at the outset, Marek. Please, everybody, if you're going to be coming to Post Expo, let us know or come and see us, even if it's just to say hi, because this is something I feel like we've been missing out on, Marek, during the pandemic. And it's great that we've got a couple of these shows, especially one as big as Parcel+Post Expo coming up to, get to meet people again, say hello to them. Will we shake hands though, Mark? I don't know.
I think Ian will not only shake hands, but everyone
Where are
likes
we
to
going
be.
with this?
No. It's all above board, Ian. Not only will we shake hands, but as you recall last year, I think people really liked it, and we enjoyed going around to the various stands, having short interviews, and we selected some of them that we felt were more interesting that we could then share. So watch out. Ian and I are going to be about.
Yes, we'll be armed with a camera and a microphone or something like that to have a chat to some of the companies that we think are interesting. I mentioned networking though, Marek. Of course, on the evening of day one, at the end of proceedings, is the Parcel Postal Technology International Awards, and you and I are both judges on the awards.
Indeed, and I think that's going to be interesting. There's some pretty interesting projects. So let's see.
There
I'm interested whether the ones that I voted for won. I won't say, of course, who it was.
No, look, we have to maintain secrecy and all that. It's like the Oscars, you know.
Oh, better than the Oscars. Actually, that's it, isn't it? It's the last mile Oscars.
Yeah, I think that the Academy was very strict about the misuse of the term Oscars when it comes to awards ceremonies. They might not be able to call it that. Well, like, you know, Oscar the Grouch. We call it the Grouches. Maybe not. No.
Oh, yeah,
okay.
and you're on form today, buddy.
I'm not sure that I am, Marek. So there you go. The awards are going to be run, and I'm sure there's going to be lots of other opportunities during the event to bump into old friends and make new ones. Who was it that used to say there are no strangers, only friends we've yet to meet? It's a kind of thing I hate, personally. There you go. And of course, don't forget that on the Monday, so the day before Parcel and Post Expo kicks off, the UPU is holding its World Leaders Forum. I'm going to be there for that, definitely, Marek. I don't know if you are you?
Yeah, both Marek and I are going to be there. We're going to catch up with some of the people that we know and hopefully meet some new people. So looking forward to that. In fact, we're going to be there from Monday to Wednesday. So, you know, hopefully we'll meet people at the UPU event. We'll meet people at the main event. And I'm really looking forward, Ian, to seeing some great stands. Again, I can't say, but I've seen at least one that's going to be quite interesting in a very positive way. So looking forward to that.
Well, just go back to the UPU event for a moment. It's being run separately to Post Expo, so you can register separately. If you go to Post, I'll get it in a second. It was Post Expo for so many years, Mark. It's difficult to break the habit. If you go to Parcel and Post Expo, I'm pointing down here, not to point at the table, but because down there somewhere is a link to it. Go to parcelpostexpo.com and you can register free for the main event, which is Tuesday through to Thursday. And you can also register free for the UPU event. So you have to register separately for that. Don't just turn up on the morning and hope for the best. You have to actually register in advance. You'll find all the details on parcelandpostexpo.com. As I mentioned earlier, Marek and I are going to be running something for Modern Expo on the Tuesday afternoon. And I'm going to be hosting an event at the UPU stand at 11 o'clock on the Tuesday morning. So look out for us there, if nowhere else. Marek, before we wrap up, is there anything else you want to share about your thoughts on the Parcel Post Expo or networking opportunities or anything like that?
Well, I'd just like to say that I'm really looking forward to it because, as you said, due to COVID, there haven't been so many opportunities to meet up. We're going to see a lot of people. And again, I confirm what I've heard from you and from the guys at UKI that it looks like it's going to be the biggest event ever. So, you know, please, people, look us up. You can find us on LinkedIn and say that you're going to be there and you'd like to meet up. And let's just have a really great time there.
And I'll be interested to see how many people are still using business cards. I have loads. I have loads of business cards. How many should I bring along? Answers in the comments, please. You know. All right. Thanks for watching this video on YouTube. Remember to hit like, subscribe, and the notifications bell. That way our videos appear in your YouTube feed like magic, like some sort of 21st century digital magic. Our videos will appear in your feed along with everything else that you've subscribed to. What do you subscribe to? Do you subscribe to anything, Marek, on YouTube?
Well, actually, surprise, surprise, I subscribe to Last Mile Profits.
So do I, actually. Wow, to hit. But all this other stuff appears in my feed. Who knows what goes on behind the YouTube algorithm? I don't. That's for sure. Some of the eclectic suggestions I get from time to time when I check my YouTube. Anyway, so like, subscribe, and hit the notifications bell. Your subscription helps us keep this channel running, helps us keep it free, and all of that. Marek Różycki, thanks for being part of the Last Mile Profits today.
Thank you, Ian. Thank you, everybody.
And we look forward to seeing you, whoever you are watching this, in Frankfurt.